Mysterious structures in the Gobi Desert and blonde mummies in China. This is an area where a war once took place. And I've mentioned a few times concerning the Gobi Desert. That's where Alexander the Great of 330 BC went with his 30,000 warriors. As we know, Gobi Desert, he went to the Taklamakan actually. That means that you go in but you never go out. He went there to receive an Atlantean very advanced technology, a weapon that he used, and supposedly he could even transform from a materialistic state into a dematerialistic state. So this is where he lost a third of his warriors, over 10,000 warriors. So these mysterious structures in the Gobi Desert and blonde mummies where a war once took place, researchers have noticed some unusual forms using Google Earth in the vast expanses of China and the Gobi Desert. The strange shapes vary. Two of them are like girds and grids and were 2 kilometers long and more than 1 kilometer wide. One in the formations, this looked like Stonehenge from a great height. And while the majority of these unusual formations and grid-like patterns appear to have been recently constructed, there are many structures in the Gobi Desert that have likely been there for thousands of years, including the massive pyramids. These huge Chinese pyramids are similar to the pyramids of Giza in size. Some have speculated that some of these structures being discovered are actually the visible surface remains of a lost civilization that retreated underground in ancient times. Well, we know that, and I've recently posted a video concerning Alexander the Great. He did find Nephilim, creatures that were half human, half animal, and even humans that, humanoid entities that had their head in the middle of the body, things like very strange things. He called them the abominable races. Anyway, what he could not do away with, he buried in pits in the ground, covered the openings with various metals, and built pyramids on top of them. Now, according to the Buddhist doctrine, Agartha is a subterranean paradise located deep within our Earth's crust and inhabited by millions of people. Entrances to this underworld are said to exist in many parts of the world, and China is one of them. Many peoples of different ethnicities and cultures and religions strongly believe in tribes inhabiting a world within our world. There are those that had conclusions that the lost civilization of Atlantis was real and the Atlanteans lived beneath the surface of the earth. At first glance, it may seem strange that Hitler's investigators were investigating that area and that it was a spiritual center of the world. According to Norse mythology, and not only, this center was once the home of the Aryans with the fall of Atlantis around 10,800 BC. This becomes more interesting when in the 90s, the Gobi Desert's hundreds of mummies of tall, blonde, 4,000-year-old, decorated with swastikas were discovered. The fact was hushed up, and German scientists were right and vindicated 40 years after the fall of Nazi Germany. Now, we know the swastika is actually a Greek symbol, an ancient Greek symbol, that actually immense victory belongs to the bold. In other words, a person should be bold enough to try what he envisions, what his dreams are. And this Greek key is found all over Asia, Korea, Japan, China. Even the ancient Indians had them on the fringes of their wardrobes and on their headbands, the Greek key. Now, in March of 1935, Edgar Cayce referenced to a city buried under the sands of the Gobi Desert, and in 1936, he called this city the City of Gold. He also stated that this city could probably be discovered in the future. Tibetan tradition says that 30 or 40 centuries ago, a powerful civilization flourished in the Gobi Desert of Mongolia. After some catastrophe, perhaps nuclear, the area was deserted, and those who survived immigrated, half to the north and the other half to the Caucasus, The Norse god Thor was one of the heroes of this exodus, the legend says. And these were the ancient Greeks and the basis of the Indo-European race that the various brotherhoods and others preach of, together with various pseudo-scientists, pseudo-researchers, made it a myth. It explains what could have been going on in this area of the Caucasus. This is what's happening there. A lot to learn from there. Unfortunately, because of the fact that China is a communist country, not many people from the West can enter and do their archaeological digs. Please leave your comments, and thank you for your support. This is from a Greek article. Thank you. Kindly support my Patreon account. The daily posts are 5 videos daily, and they are totally different from what I have on my YouTube channel. Thank you so much for your support and that you find all my content so interesting. You'll find the Patreon account details in the description box below.